Now, there was once in a forest one parrot, and he saw that the child, when he had gone with this, they also live in pairs. So when the he parrot and the she parrot came back to where their nest is, they saw that their child has flown out, just and trapped in the nest. And the she parrot felt, the child is trapped. Even animals or birds have affection. She tried to save the child, pull him out of the net. She also got trapped. The he parrot looked at the situation. He thought, nothing can be done. Let me take sannyas. And Prabhupada starts laughing. And he says, yes. The principle is, you cannot save your wife, child, anybody from death. They have to be trapped by death. Somehow in this world today, there is another example which gives this point. It's all tough things, but try to understand. Prabhupada is saying, what is the last line? There is no question of any compromise in the necessity. Don't try to avoid the truth. Otherwise, truth will come and crush you. Now, I'll develop this point. What happened once? There was a deer. And that deer is in the forest. The very nice waterfall is there. Tuck, 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 tuck. And then there is a very nice, she deer is also there. Children are also around. Nice breeze is blowing. Atmosphere is so wonderful. Life looks so wonderful. But the deer is not aware what behind the bush a tiger is waiting to jump. And there is a hunter also on the top of the tree. Just any movement about to release the arrow. What is the lesson from this? The lesson is, we get lost into the present situation we are in, and we think it is all in all. We do not see what is going to come tomorrow. People say live in the present, that's okay. But not like a fool. Just like a child is there. You ask any child, they want to go to school? No. But we know the reality. If they don't go to school, tomorrow they will be dependent on the parent. They will not be able to make their own livelihood. So they, so much they beat drums about live in the present. They're asking some knowledge about it. Not that I act foolishly. Many people, when you talk them, I know if any time you talk about death today, people say it is apshakun. Hey, don't talk about this. This is, very inauspicious. As far as I remember. In my house. It is very inauspicious to talk about it. So no, Vedas always talk about that. They talk about the reality of this material nature. Person should be completely aware that I cannot save even if I want. Prabhupada says in that the parrot with the death, you cannot save even if you want your wife or children or relative from death. They must have to go through this. So this is the reality of this world. And sometimes, we are so much enamored. Prabhupada used to give a nice example. We think that the example he gives us of the scientist. Today, everybody says, the scientists are the saviors of the world. Look how much advancement they have done. That's the general term. Prabhupada, when he was present in that, Prabhupada said, what benefit they have given to this world? Problems of the world are as it is. The real problem of the world is death, which is as it is. In fact, death has not been removed from the world. Why don't we, very advanced, make one tablet, you take one tablet, no death. Then we say, yes, you have given some benefit. But no, various scientists also dies. Old age, you ask elderly people, how much difficulties are there in old age? It's like a slow torture, goes on, and one by one, the body starts collapsing. And then diseases, so many diseases, varieties of diseases we have in this world, we cannot even imagine. There was one I was reading, there was a girl who slipped and, the friend went for a picnic or something, just fell in a pond. You read that? And it's a rare thing, she got infected with a bacteria, flesh-eating bacteria. It's a very rare. If it goes deeper, that bacteria just starts eating flesh. Now, they have yesterday removed her last one hand and leg. Only torso is remaining now. Everything has been amputated. How temporary the situation is there in this world. Now, we cannot actually fight with matter nature. Prabhupada says that matter nature is so complicated. The more you try to control it, more you will be perplexed by the complexities. We thought plastic is very nice. Today the biggest trouble is on the oceans, size of countries, big states, plastic is floating. And it is challenging the very existence of all species now. I don't know what to do, where to dump it. Then they say, no, we will try, we will make one fungus. We have found out one fungus now, yesterday. That can eat all the plastic. We have just found one-stop solution. Now another problem will come behind that we are not aware. So we are trying and somehow we are not able to understand. There was one great personality. His name is Sanatana Goswami. And when he saw Lord Chaitanya, he asked this question, Kayami. He was the Prime Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. Very big personality. Nawab Hussain Shah was the king of whole Bengal, everything. At that time, this was a very rich area. Therefore, Britishers' first capital was not Delhi, it was Calcutta. He was a king and he was the Prime Minister. When he retired, he was so rich that he carried his wealth in few boats. Very rich man, very educated. He was a scholar in Sanskrit and Persian. And when he retired, and or rather before retiring, when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked this question, who am I? Who am I? And why am I suffering in this world? Kayami, who am I? So therefore, these questions should be predominant. Don't get lost into the foolish promise and the foolish happiness. And it is the sad part that even we had so many people, we thought they are spiritually also evolved, but they were actually not. Just like Gandhi. Now Gandhi wore a dress of a sadhu. Actually, that was one of the reasons he became popular. Because in India, same person, easy there is some feeling. But the fact is, he had no knowledge of spiritual life. Now this is a terse thing to say, but actually it is true. Prabhupada says once what happened, that our guru said, call him, I want to talk to him. He had come to Calcutta. Prabhupada's guru is Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. So some of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he had 64 mathas all over India. So imagine, it's a growing organization. That was called Gaudiya Matha. Now they went to meet Mahatma Gandhi, or rather we like to say Gandhi, because Mahatma word is actually reserved for great spiritualists. So they went and met him, and they said, why don't you come to our Matha, our Guru has invited you, be our guest. So he asked a question, do you have chakra in your place? At that time, he was popularizing chakra. Chakra was, because he was against, that is true, we understand the principle. But he thought, this is even more important than spiritual life. Look at the brain. Do you do chakra? He said, no, we don't have any chakra. They took out Japamala, we do chakra of this. We chant this whole day. No. Do you do chakra in your place? He said, no, we don't. Then I'm not coming. This is my God. Then Prabhupada's guru laughed. He said, he has no iota of understanding of spiritual life. How can these material things be more important than the Lord? In fact, we know when Prabhupada met his Guru first time, and Prabhupada also, because everybody knows, actually due to the British domination and so many other things, our culture was subjugated and not encouraged at all. And they had a propaganda, even in the education, to make the people ashamed of their own culture. Prabhupada was quite aware of that. And at the beginning, before he met his spiritual master, he had not met a stalwart personality who can take the work of Lord Chaitanya. He had not met. So in his college, there was a huge movement everywhere. All the youth were joining Gandhi's movement, and they were even leaving their education. So Prabhupada also, in that sentiment, left his education, and he used to wear that, Gandhian dress made by the chakra. And then later, after independence, they were thrown in heaps on the street. Nobody called it. Temporary solution. So what happened was, when Prabhupada saw his Guru for the first time, immediately Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, young people like you should take the mission of Lord Chaitanya and spread the message all around the world. So Prabhupada knew who Lord Chaitanya is because he's in Bengal. He is raised in a Vaishnava family. And immediately after getting up, sitting down, because he knew in the culture that we have to pay obeisance to a Swami, he sat down and he said, I have a question. He said, yes. My question is, if you are not independent, how we can anyway accomplish this? So Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, this message is so urgent, it cannot wait for this independence. And today, after independence, what benefit we have got? Can you, any one of you, teach Gita in a college or a school? It is not allowed. What benefit we get out of this independence? No benefit. Somehow we just imagine, we just imagine this situation or that situation help me. But actually we didn't get any benefit. It is just like, and today people are more enamored. They have not really taken the benefit of independence. There was once a man, Prabhupada's Guru used to tell this story. Once a man was drowning in a river. We hear every day so much stories because here we have so many seashores and people go for jumping in the rivers or in the ocean and they die daily here. This place it happened. So somebody was drowning. And then what happened was some people jumped to save that man. And one man came out with his shirt and coat. Did people clap? What is the use? The man drowned. So the real thing, the real driving force in the body is the soul. So there should be no question of any compromise in the necessity. We have to save the soul. What is the big deal in saving the body? Body is temporary. Our life is temporary in this world. We are not there in this world forever. We are in the short span of life, we are there in this world. And why we get so much lost in that? For the eternal soul, just like I gave this example last time. One man is making a building, big building in Mangalore, 50-story building. Just like one building is coming in Mangalore, they say it is the tallest building in Mangalore. 100, 200 crore, 300 crore project is going on. And after that, after the project is over, you go and ask the man, what's your plan? Now I'm going to burn this building. What he will say? No matter what, you burn this building. The same way you are going to burn this body. It's a hard fact, but look deeper into the philosophy. Our existence in this world is temporary. Chanakya Pandit also says, always be conscious of this fact. Chanakya Pandit is a very great philosopher. He was more work on morality, but he was a Brahmana and all was saintly that time. People knew. But his contribution to the country is in the form of Chanakya Niti Shastra, which was very wise counsel. And one of the wise counsel he gives, always be aware of the temporary nature of this world. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, the elaborate detail is given. How we live for a certain time. And then there are Devatas. They have, their day is 24 hours and that is our hours, 1 year is there 1 day. That is 1 by 365 you can take. Their life is 365 times bigger than us. Just imagine. They live for 100 years, they live 36,000 years. Life is much more. And then another point here is that's why you have Dakshinayana, Uttarayana. We don't do functions during the time Devatas are sleeping. First 6 months only we can do. Correct? Therefore the Makar Sankranti is celebrated. Now is the time now Devatas can be invited because they are sleeping, taking rest at the time. And then Brahma's day is even much more bigger. The 1,000 times of our set of yugas. Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. And 10 times that is the set of this whole set of yuga. Dwapara is double, Treta is triple, Chaturyuga, Satyuga is 4 times. So 4x plus 3x plus 2x plus x is 10x. 10 times the size of Kali Yuga is one Divya Yuga. And that is, if this is 4,32,000 years, 4.3 million years is one Divya Yuga. One Yuga in one sense. That is also called Yuga, set of cycles. And then multiplied by 1,000 is 4.3 billion years is one day of Brahma. And night is also 4.3 billion years. 8.6 billion years is one day of Brahma. And actually these time cycles are so much near to what we are. Prabhupada says, even the scientists, if they keep researching, one day will come to the conclusion of all what you are talking in the scripture. But it will take so much time. Why we have to waste so much time? When the Britishers came to India, they said cow dung, these people are so foolish, they are wasting their time with cow dung, it's a stool of an animal. And what happened? Later they said, we are very sorry actually, cow dung is antiseptic, it is very nice. But it took them 50 years to prove that. So it will be, Prabhupada says, Bahunama Janmanamante, after many births, even the scientists are surrendered to the Lord. But we don't know when it will come. Million years, billion years. Today, every day they change. We never change our position. In a court of law, suppose we are at one side, scientists are on the other side, judge will not even hear the scientists. They do not have a position paper. There is something called a position paper. Do they have? No. They don't have. Even for that they are fighting among themselves, but they have also. No, I think that is the way, I think that is the way. Perhaps it is like that. But judge will say, what is this perhaps? Can you find the word perhaps in the Upanishad? There is no perhaps. Must have been, might have been, exact. This is the way it is. Jalada Navalakshani Stavara Laksha Vimshati. It says in the water, 9 lakh species. Stavara Laksha Vimshati. Krimayo Rudra Sankhya. Everything is exact. There are 20 lakh plants and there are 11 lakh insects. There are 30 lakhs beasts and there are 4 lakh human species. Now their definition of species and our definition of species is also a little different. The scientific definition of species I was saying today, they say definition of species, what they say is where we can produce children. That's why we know there's completely wrong the assumption of Darwin. Before Darwin, even scientists were theists. Einstein was a great theist, Newton was a theist. There was a huge change occurred after this one foolish theory called Darwin. And his theory is actually a flaw. How do you say so? He bases his theory on an assumption. He says that we see that cows, when we are breeding, there is so much change. Parrots, when he was breeding parrots, there is so much change. So, when so much change is occurring over a period of time in this species, in the same way, one day it will become different species. Dog, we see breeding is happening, everybody does. They breed dogs. We can have a small dog like this and they can have a big dog with a little different. But even after long periods of breeding, this dog can breed with any other dog of the old set. Therefore, it is not new species. So, there is no evidence of new species being created by any process we know of. Either by mutation, they bombard with the radioactive things, something like fruit flies or bacteria, They've tried bacteria because within few minutes or bacteria can have a new generation. Within few hours, you give a sample of blood, they culture the solution, and full colony is ready for them to identify. It takes no time. Within 1 or 2 days they can do it. They have tried all kind of mutation, but they not created one new species. Even for cows, not a single species. So actually it's a foolish theory. The design is there. Now let us go back to the point I was developing. The Vedic definition of species is different. The Vedas are looking not in the bodily structure, they are looking in consciousness, which is, and a different form will facilitate a particular kind of enjoyment of the species. They are looking in a different way. Because if you go by, they say 4 lakh species in human society, that means all the human society on earth is only one species. Because they can mate. So that's it. And then even Devatas we see, in the sense of, we see Kunti, the Devatas, Surya and all, they all gave her one child, we all know that. That means that is also one species only if you go by the modern definition of species. No, their yoni, they are not using the word your species, they say yoni, that is different. Their definition of yoni is different. Okay, now we continue. So the whole point is that actually the existence in this world is very temporary and we have a problem. So understanding this problem, something should be done. We should not avoid the truth. Truth will come and crush me one day. Just like we are studying in school or a college, we are always conscious now. I am studying, going to 12th class. Every child is thinking, I will do engineering or I will do medicine. If I do medicine, then which area I will specialize in? It's not that you become complacent about where you are thinking, tomorrow what is going to happen. Now you are here, you are thinking, how am I going to go back? Am I going to take a bus or I go by vehicle? You have to think about future. But similarly, all of us have to be conscious death is coming. When this is clear, immediately any individual, if he is reasonable, will make plan for that. And even though Prabhupada used to say this very nice thing, as somebody told Prabhupada, there are so many austerities, Prabhupada said no. This whole program given by Lord Chaitanya is a recreation program. It is so sweet actually. You are participating in a recreation program and you are spiritually advancing and solving the problem of death. What is our program? We have some singing. Who doesn't like singing? Everybody likes singing. We have some dancing. Who doesn't like dancing? Everybody likes dancing. And then we have some principles, avoid drinking. These are good things only. These are not recreation. These are problems actually. So therefore in the Bhagavad Gita it said regulative principles of freedom. If you follow these regulations, that is real freedom. You don't do intoxication, that is real freedom. Otherwise every half an hour you have to go smoke a cigarette. And that also everybody knows it's wrong. You feel embarrassed that I'm addicted to all this. And then in gambling, again it's an addiction. Just like cricket, people sit and want to watch. They're addicted actually. That is called national gambling, international gambling. And sometimes they bet money also. What will happen in the next ball, nobody knows. Therefore nowadays many times the cricketers also take money. And they do. Because it's gambling. A national addiction. And instead of hearing Bhagavad Gita, people will sit and hear all that. So we have to be very careful. We don't get addicted to all this thing. Intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, another addiction. It is so dishonorable. So many people when they are caught in all this thing, it is so dishonorable. And then meat, another tamasic food. Like you are making your stomach into graveyard. So you avoid all these things and you dance, you chant, and some film, you have to understand. So a devotee, Prabhupada says, don't think devotee is a fool. He knows everything. He knows what is the purpose of this creation. He knows what is Vaikuntha. He knows the temporary nature of this world. He is a very wise man actually. And his spiritual life, that is given by Lord Chaitanya. There should be no hesitation at all. What is the difficulty if I can every day sit down and chant Hare Krishna mantra for some time? What is the difficulty? There is no loss. You don't lose any money. In fact, even 1 gram of energy invest in pleasing Krishna, because this world is temporary. Suppose you come to know there is one country, just like we all like to go to America, because you know there is no nonsense government like what we are having, no justice here. I was discussing, and everybody, there's wealth here. There is so much wealth. You get a job of engineering there, and you earn easily 80,000, 100. You earn a salary of at least, I can say, 40 lakhs minimum. And in India, 10 times you're getting a salary. So you're much more opulent. Things are much more organized. Legal system is good. You're much more protected. So you like to go to America. People generally like to go. But still, you forget, death is there waiting for you. Old age is also there. That problem is not solved. You have not solved your problem completely. If you come to know there is a country, if you go there, there is no death there, no disease there, no old age there. Would you go there immediately? Immediately you'll pack your bag. And if there is some little endeavor in going there, you have to, get your, just like you have to go to America, you have to get passport ready, you have to prepare for some GRE exam, few exams you have to prepare. People slog. There are some people who slog to get into good institution. In India first, engineering, you got directly, you don't get scholarship there, generally. And then the slog in the colleges, very hard to get a good score. And then for masters, they go to that country. And they feel, my 10 years of effort is so much effort they do. And they feel their real life successful if they can get a job there and establish. Correct or not? We know that. And they want to settle down there permanently. But fools they are. Where is permanent settlement, sir? You will retire one day. There are so many diseases in this world. So somebody may say that what is there, even though some inconveniences are there in this world, the enjoyment is like this. If I give you, say, sweet rice, some sweet, and put some mud in it, eat. Can you eat? You're eating some food and there's stones or there mud there. Can you eat? It's not pleasurable. It is giving so much difficulty. The same way in this world, the pleasure is like that. Prabhupada gives a very nice analogy. I told in the morning also. Suppose you are scratching your hand. There is some pleasure? Yes. Morning and you rub your eyes. There is some pleasure? Yes. Eyes become red. Rub more, blood will start coming. You have to stop. So similarly, all the pleasures of this world in which people are delighting are temporary, and if you enjoy them, you get into trouble. This is the nature of this world. So, and for that, we are ready to work so hard. Why not work to go to Krishna in the Vaikuntha? Some merit. And what we have to do, now let us come back to the morning class. We have to cultivate some rasa. You see, we are cultivating, husband is working so hard, maintaining wife and children. Some rasa, some mellow he gets there. Affection of his family. Some people that are rare today, they sacrifice for the country and they feel great satisfaction. They die for the country in rasa. That is also some kind of pleasure. Some people, they sacrifice all their life saving for some good cause. They also get some rasa. I am doing some good to the society. But actually, none of these are complete. None of them are complete. Why? The real problem is not solved. That is staying as it is. Old age, disease, death, and rebirth after that. So the real problem of life can be solved if you cultivate another rasa. What is the rasa? Bhakti rasa. Devotion to the Lord. And that is called Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. This Bhakti Rasa Amrita has been translated by Prabhupada to Krishna consciousness. You heard this name? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Nobody knows what is the meaning of this. The meaning is, people are cultivating so many rasas. We are not talking about sinful people. They are cultivating liquor rasa, cigarette rasa. That is another, they are jokers. But civilized people, they are cultivating some other rasa. Let me take care of my family, their affection. But all these rasas will not save you at the time of death. Like that parrot, which you begin that example, remember, you cannot help it. Your wife, your child, all relatives will one day put to death. So we have to cultivate another rasa which is called bhakti rasa, devotion to the Lord. Lord is the predominator and I am a servant. But this servant is not pain, it's pleasure. In this world, when you become a servant of somebody, it's a great punishment. It's very humiliating. But it is very glorious to be. And anyway, as if they are becoming master today. Most of the people, you say, what do you do? Oh, I got job in Infosys. I got job in L&T. I got job in IBM. I got job in Facebook. They feel so proud. So why not get eternal job? Krishna's job. Why not become an eternal servant of Krishna? You get an appointment letter from Krishna. Why not take that service? It's eternal service. Why? Because whatever material things you develop, the rasa, it is temporarily devastated. Any moment you will be thrown out. The example is given just like a river is flowing and so many particles of grass are there. They jump over one or two waterfalls, the pieces of grasses are separated. So similarly, we get together in one life now, we relate, he is my son, he is my wife. One peripheral book separated. We don't know next life where we are going and where, in what situation we will be. It's not temporary. And whatever you build, your name, your fame, your wealth, devastated. Next life you have to begin from scratch. You cannot carry with you. You cannot carry forward any credit. You got some wealth, next life you cannot carry with you. You have to go empty-handed. But if you cultivated bhakti rasa, even the body we are in, you are all aware, it is just some glands, some bones. And any time, there may be little dysfunction here and there, and it starts paining. Okay? All of you are aware. Those who are in medical side, they are more aware of the reality. This body that we are in is just a very fragile instrument. Just like you all have computer, and sometimes the computer you try to switch it on, doesn't switch it on. You have a car, sometimes you try to switch it on, it doesn't switch it on. We are also not this body. I am conscious. I am Chetana. I am the living force in this body. But I am aware, I should be aware that this yantra which I am in, this body is called yantra in the Vedas. Yantra runani maya. This yantra which God has given me, it's very fragile. Any moment, something can go wrong and you are flat, maybe dead, or if you are alive, something is not functioning. It's a very, very temporary instrument which is very fragile. And there are a million factors which are keeping it moving. And anything can go, one thing wrong, this whole system collapses. At least we are. So knowing this, somebody will be in so much tension. Okay? How can he sleep? Before I came to Krishna consciousness, I remember, I used to, in the college, used to be there, and night while sleeping, sometimes I used to feel, today I am going to get heart attack. And whole night I used to not get sleep out of fear. Correct? All of us is a reality. Anytime we can get some attack. Devotee, when he cultivates bhakti rasa, becomes fearless. Does not matter, because Krishna gives a guarantee in Bhagavad Gita. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. What is the bhakta? Who's cultivating bhakti rasa. Bhakta is not just selling. You have to do devotion service and cultivate this bhakti rasa. The devotion to the Lord is cultivated. And as you cultivate the bhakti rasa, you experience a mellow pleasure which is completely satisfying. You may say, okay, I am cultivating material rasa and there is so-called some happiness in it. There is no happiness actually. And there is so much pain in it. Okay, I will settle with it. I accept it. You cannot accept it. You will not be allowed to stay here, sir. Not only it is miserable, it is temporary. Any moment you will be kicked out of this condition and thrown, you don't know where. Okay? You don't know where, which yoni, where 84 lakhs are there. You don't know where you will go next life. You are not aware. But if you cultivate Krishna consciousness, directly you have protection of Krishna. Whatever degree, you cultivated 1 degree of bhakti rasa, next life 2% you begin with that. Continue. And not only that, Krishna will give you a comfortable body, at least a human body. Because you cannot cultivate bhakti rasa in other bodies. You want to cultivate meat-eating rasa, tiger's body is very nice. You want to cultivate anything eating rasa, pig body is very nice. You want to cultivate sleeping rasa, then bear's body is very nice. Now sometimes in holidays we try to beat the bear got wins. He sleeps for 6 months. You cannot beat him. Sometimes we try, students try holiday time to beat the bear, you cannot beat him. Bear sleep for 6 months at a go. So you cannot beat the animals in this material rasa actually, even if you try. So human body is not meant for competing with animals for all these lower rasas. We are meant and we have the privilege to enter into bhakti rasa. So human life should be meant to understand God, and not only just understand God, cultivate love of God, which is called rasa, taste of devotion to God. The scientific learning of devotion to God and how to cultivate that is a gift of Lord Chaitanya. The most practical process which anybody can adopt. What he can do that? He can sit down and hear. You don't have to change the situation. Not that now I am a student, I should give up like Swamiji everything and become a sadhu. Not needed. You stay wherever you are. The process is this. It's the Yuga Dharma process for the whole humanity today. It's only they are not taking care of the necessity. Prabhupada said many times, Bhagavad Gita is not a luxury, it's a necessity for every individual. Correct? That's why I was saying that unless, like not answer, Prabhupada says that. Prabhupada says, unless you understand that I have a problem, don't approach a guru. So similarly, we should be convinced I have a problem in the material existence. I am trapped in a temporary material existence. And I like to be in eternity. Anybody. Why we have, suppose you buy a product, we ask for more warranty. Suppose a product has 10 years warranty, we are very happy. Correct? We take or not? If we say no, warranty is only no warranty, we say I don't know. Because we want permanent thing. And why we want permanent job? Why we don't like temporary job? We are working somewhere sometimes temporary, we say please make it permanent. We are very happy. So we want permanence because Atma is permanent. So why not cultivate Bhakti Rasa? In Kali Yuga, how to cultivate the Bhakti Rasa? Lord Chaitanya has a simple process. What is the process? Chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When you're chanting this 16 names of the Lord in this particular arrangement, as given by Brahma, what happens? You're cultivating Bhakti Rasa. And it is left to you to take it. You chant, you can see, yes. I did not, even Prabhupada used to say, know this, it's a magic that you have got this knowledge. I am a servant of Krishna, I am rotating in this world. It's a magic that I have been able to absorb this knowledge. It's available for everybody. You chant, you offer service to Krishna. Krishna will reveal. First installment of mercy is that Krishna will reveal in your heart. You're not the body, your spirit, soul. Just Krishna reveals the knowledge to whom he wishes. You have to, by logic, we can just create a fertile ground. But the spiritual knowledge will not manifest in the heart. Tarka apratishtaha. By logic it will not. It comes when you serve the Lord. There are many people. Therefore, different destinations are there for different people. Prabhupada is saying in the purport. He said, those who are karmis who act very piously in this world, they go to heavens. But heavens also death is there. Indra also dies. All the devatas die. So this is not the best place. You have a little more life, more pleasure, but death is there. I don't want that. Those who are jnanis, they go to Brahman effulgence. Even more than that. They want to become spirit soul. They understand there is no enjoyment in this world, but they have no information of Bhakti Rasa. The devotee, they are the only one who enters the spiritual world. In spiritual world, people are enjoying Bhakti Rasa Amrita, the nectar of pleasure of service to Krishna. It is so much ananda, just like Hanuman. He never asked anything from Lord Rama. Why? He was enjoying the pleasure of service to the Lord. Nothing else he wants. So these devotees have given a great example on earth. And actually, the pleasure of service to the Lord is so high. It is so, the highest pleasure possible to enjoy is pleasure of service to Krishna. So this is what actually the adventure Vedas are inviting us. And human life is meant for that. Human life is not meant to waste our time and energy, kripanaha, like a miser in this small pleasure. That is for animals. Human life, higher pleasures are accessible. And we should take opportunity. So, how easy the process has been made. What is it we have to do? Sit down where we are every day for 10 minutes at least, minimum, and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And don't be delusional. Nobody can solve the real problem. Neither the chakra of Gandhi, neither the so-called advancement of the scientist. All their solution is temporary. You get your cloth by chakra or by milk, your death problem is not solved. These are all temporary, ephemeral solutions. Good or bad, the different issue. But the real problem that we are having is problem of birth, old age, disease, death, which are terrible inconveniences for the eternal soul. An intelligent man does not compromise. Correct? Nobody likes to compromise. You want the best. So why not go to the best situation to the kingdom of God? But when you go to the kingdom of God, you are not the predominator. Lord is the predominator. But it's a great pleasure to be a servant of Lord. Somehow we are envious actually of Krishna today. We are so foolish. So much pleasure is there in becoming a servant of Lord. That is our natural condition. So happily, actually a jiva should agree to come to its constitutional position to be a servant. Until he dreams to become master, he artificially roams in this world as a master. Srila Prabhupada ki